Now, 7 weather with meteorologist Julie Durda.
On this Wednesday morning, we are tracking Hurricane Rina. Still a Category 2 system, looking very healthy and impressive on the color satellite. I gotta tell you, look at this system. Plenty of moisture centering around that center of circulation. The feeder bands wrapping that heat and energy into the system. And basically, you can see the outer bands already starting to affect portions of the Yucatan. You can see some of that cloud cover already and moisture already affecting portions of Cozumel. Now, this system is expected to push towards the west, so unfortunately our friends are bracing for the worst throughout the Yucatan, as we are expecting to see the system possibly become a major Category 3 system later on today. As the 8 o'clock intermediate advisory, wind sustained at 110 miles per hour, pressure 967 millibars. It's moving to the west at 4 miles per hour. It's located 230 miles south-southeast of Cozumel, Mexico. Now, the system is forecasted to move towards the west and north, and you can see as a Category 3 system as early as this afternoon, possibly making landfall as a Category 3 somewhere near Cozumel or Cancun. And then you can see the interaction of the land will weaken the system as it moves more towards the northeast. Forecast cone does have South Florida all the way up towards Lake Okeechobee under it, as well as far south, just south of Cuba. That's because the uncertainty in the models with this system is going to continue until we really think the system moves over land. Then we're going to get a better grasp of where the system will go. Not only that, we also have to wait and see what's going to occur with upper level winds, all associated with a frontal boundary that is expected to move in by late week and into the weekend. So there's a lot of elements that we're watching that could influence the forecast path. It could shift more to the north or to the south. So we just have to wait and see. But for now, we are under the forecast cone, so this is something we need to watch. Handful of models in agreement that the system will move towards the northeast as upper level steering winds could push the system closer to us. Otherwise, some models still keeping it towards the west. Here's a couple scenarios. Scenario 1, if that front stays to the north, that will allow for an open window for this system to continue to push more north, and it could be a Florida concern. Now, if that frontal boundary slides further to the south, those steering winds could keep the system closer to Cuba instead of us here in South Florida. Regardless, though, most likely with the system being close to us, we will be dealing with some impacts from the system, whether they're indirect or direct, as we go into the late weekend and into the early afternoon. What we do know currently is there's plenty of available moisture in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere that helps strengthen the system as well. That outflow, very impressive over portions of the Yucatan, western Cuba, and we are seeing some of that cloud cover already stretching in to us here in South Florida. Plenty of watches and warnings in effect as they are bracing for a possible Category 3 hurricane. We see a hurricane warning in effect for the eastern portions of the Yucatan, a tropical storm warning, and also we're looking at a tropical storm watch for the Bay Islands and Belize. Other area watching has a 10% chance of development. Very disorganized area located in the central Caribbean. We'll watch that as well. Local forecast not too bad this morning. Looking great out there with a mix of sun and clouds. We are dry from Lake Okeechobee down to Key West. Temperatures a bit warmer with all that sunshine. Upper 70s across the board. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Hialeah, Pembroke Pines, Pompano Beach and Miccosukee. 76 in Kendall with that east-northeast wind anywhere between 5 and 13 miles per hour. With high pressure in place drifting over the western Atlantic, that will allow for that ocean breeze. We could see some spotty showers, more clouds instead of sunshine today. Marine forecast does not look good because of how windy it's going to be. Threat of rip currents and small craft, exercise caution. The bay will be choppy. For even the lower Keys, a caution as well. Nearshore waters choppy. Highs today in the mid-80s with a chance of an isolated shower, mainly by the Keys. Lows will be in the lower 70s and then upper 70s for the coast. We'll keep our eyes on that frontal boundary expected to move in by Thursday and Friday, starting to increase our rain chances, and then all of our attention will turn to watching Rina as we go into early next week. Have a great day.